Hello Year 4, this is your Wednesday maths lesson and your TLP for today is, can I find the area of rectilinear shapes by counting squares? So by the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to find the area of rectilinear shapes by counting the number of squares inside its boundary.
And like yesterday's lesson, this is new learning for you, Year 4. You haven't done this ever before, so don't worry if you're in the pit. Just try your best and have a go. And remember, you can always come to the 11:30 Zoom for some help.
So what is a rectilinear shape? Well, it's a shape with sides that all meet at right angles like this. So they have perfect corners. Okay, so what is area? Can you try and explain it to somebody else? What do you think area is? The mathematical definition is area is the amount of space enclosed by a boundary. You could think of it like a field, the fence around the outside being the boundary and the grass on the inside of the fence being the area. Can you think of some other examples in real life where we need to measure area? Well done. Putting down a new carpet, the kitchen worktops, grass outside in our garden, and maybe measuring out a room if it's going to be decorated. So here you can see the arrows showing the boundary around the outside edge, and we learnt yesterday that this is called the perimeter. But what is area? This is the area inside, the amount of space enclosed by the boundary. And here you can see the area of this shape coloured in green. Like I said, think of it like a field. The green part, the area, being the grass inside, and the boundary round the outside being the fence, the perimeter. What units do we use to measure area in? We use squares. Square centimetres, square metres. Why do you think squares are a better unit of measurement than circles? Well, squares fit together without leaving any gaps. Circles wouldn't do that. You can see in the picture. Squares fill the area completely. As you saw, squares are the best unit to use to calculate the area of rectilinear shapes. Can you count the squares of this shape to calculate the area? Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The area is 20 squares. You could also link this to our times table work. Can you see the array? 4 times 5, 5 times 4. That also gives us the answer of 20. What about this one? Let's count the squares of this shape to calculate the area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The area is 14 squares. 2 times 7. That gives me 14. Can you see we're making links, like Sid the Spider? We can use our times tables here to help us. What about this one? You count it first. Maybe you can use your times tables. Write down what you think the answer is on your whiteboard. Let's check it now. That's right, it's 40 squares. 4 along the side, 10 along the top, 4 times 10. That equals 40. Or I can count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. It's 40 squares. We can find the area of more complex rectilinear shapes like this. Because if we were going to carpet a room or put some new grass down in a garden, the The shape won't always be a perfect square or rectangle. Can you count the squares of this shape to calculate the area? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The area equals 11 squares. We can think of it as 2 rectangles, one with an area of 8 and one with the area of 3. 8 add 3 equals 11. Can you count the squares of this shape to calculate the area? Well done. It's 25 squares. Okay, Year 4. So in your packs, you have some amber and red challenges on area. So you need to go and find those now. Then continue watching this video because I'm going to model to you your 3 challenges for today. This is your green challenge, Year 4, and you need 2 dice. If you've just got 1 to 6 dice, that's fine. If you haven't got any dice, you could make some number cards and put the numbers on to turn over to get your 2 numbers. But you need to roll your die twice to get 2 numbers between 1 to 9, and then use 1 number as the measurement for the length and use the other number as the measurement for the width. And then you're going to draw your shape with your ruler. So to find the area, I now need to count the squares inside my shape. So I'm going to do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So the area of this rectangle is 28 centimetres squared. And we put a little 2 there to show that it means squared. And if I think about it like Sid the Spider, I'll notice that it's my 7 times tables. Look, it's an array of my 7 times tables. 7, 14, 21, 28. In your book, have a go at drawing some different shapes and working out the area. Use your die or your number cards to decide what your length and width will be and use a ruler to measure them out. Try and do about 6. Okay, this is your amber challenge, and you're going to calculate the area of these shapes just by counting the squares. And then don't forget to use your units, centimetres squared. So 1, 2, 3, I can write them on as well to help me. So this one is 3 centimetres squared. If I do one that's a bit more interesting, this shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that one is 11 centimetres squared. Okay, this one here is your red challenge. It's not to scale. So if I was to use a ruler, that is not going to measure 71 centimetres. Okay, but what I need to do is I need to remember to use my multiplication. This is tricky. You're going to have to use your grid method of multiplication that you've learnt earlier this term. This is year 5 work. Let's choose one to do together. Let's do number 2. 65 times 21. So I'm going to draw myself a grid. Okay, I've got my 2 numbers I need to multiply together. 2 times 6 is 12, And then because I've got 2 zeros, I need to make my 12 100 times bigger. So I'm going to put my 2 zeros on. And then I've got 20 times 5, or 5 times 20. That's going to be 100. 1 times 60, 1 times 5. I'm going to put that all together now. Now I could do that in my head, but just to be sure, I'm going to write it down, making sure I've got all my digits in the right columns. 5, 6, 3, 1. So this area is 1,365 centimetres squared. To check I was right, I would get myself a calculator and do 65 times 21. You could do it on your phone, if you've got a phone. And the answer, yes, great, I got it right. I can give myself a tick. You're going to need your ruler for this sheet, so it's going to help you with your measuring skills as well. So I'm going to measure the 2 sides. That one's 3. That one's 2. It says I'm working in centimetres squared, so 3 centimetres times 2 centimetres is going to give me the answer of 6 centimetres squared. Working out the area of a triangle, you do exactly the same, but a triangle only takes up half the space of a rectangle, so you have to divide your answer by 2. So for example, if I measure this one, seven and a half centimetres by 4 centimetres. Oh, that's tricky. 7.5 times 4. Well, let me do my 4 times 7 because I know that. 4 times 7 is 28. And then I must remember the half. So 0.5 times 7 is 3.5. That's half of 7, isn't it? Think of it like £7. Half of £7 is £3.50. Add those together. So that's going to give me 31.5, but I've now got to halve that because a triangle, that would be what it would be for a shape like that was double. So I've now got to half my answer. So half of 31, or half of 30 is 15, half of 1 is 0.5, and half of 0.5 is 0.25. Whoa, this is a super challenge. I think this must be a year 5 sheet. But I've done it. 15.75 centimetres squared. So don't worry, guys. If the triangles are too hard, you can leave them out. But have a go at measuring the rectangles and working out the area. For this one, you need to notice that it's asking you to calculate the area in millimetres squared. So you need to remember that 1 centimetre equals 10 millimetres. You could measure in your millimetres if you remember how to do that. So this is 6 centimetres, so it's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 millimetres. And this way is 2.5 centimetres, so that's going to be 25 millimetres. So I'm going to have to use a little grid again. $60 times 25. So 2 times 6, 12. Make it 100 times bigger. 20, 0 lots of 20. 20 nothings is nothing. 5 times 60, well, 6 times 5 is 30, make it 10 times bigger. 5 lots of nothing is still nothing. So I've got these two numbers to add together. Wow. 1,500 millimetres squared. So as I already said, Year 4, this is hard stuff today. Just try your best, have a go, and come along to the 11:30 Zoom if you need some help. Otherwise, we'll see you at the Zoom this afternoon. Good luck, Year 4.